Legion Tactical Cutlery.
Hold the line!
Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Gruggs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back once again, troops, legionnaires, new recruits. As always, really appreciate you all taking the time to check out my channel and my videos. Okay, today we're going to be taking a look at a new collaboration, a company called Ba-Kor. I've got a couple of their knives. This is the first out of the two that I will be testing. This is the Ba-Kor model number BA-JBA clip point hunter, all right? Maybe a survival knife. We're gonna put it to the test and see how she performs. What's everybody carrying today? Well, on the small of my back, I am carrying my Lothar Fox in D2 steel. Excellent, excellent carry. Check out the Legion premiere on this knife. Should be doing a hard use review soon. Stay tuned. Veterans, active military, I'm glad you're here. You have a place here. Just want to say thank you very much all for your service. Enjoy the video. Let's go over quick specs. Once again, this is the Ba-Kor model number BA-JBA Hunter Clip Point. Overall length 12.4 inch, blade length 6.5 inch, blade material 9cr18mov, blade hardness HRC 58 to 60, blade thickness 6 millimeters, blade width 1.8 inch, handle length 5.7 inch, handle material G10, and it does come in other colors. You just got to click on the link to go check to see what other colors there are available. And the weight of this knife is 14.8 ounces, and it features full tang, lanyard holes, Kydex sheath, Kydex belt loop, ferro rod, and scraper. First of all, I just want to say sorry for any background noise that you hear. They're building over here, but the show must go on. Okay, so check this awesome blade out. I'm very excited for a new collaboration. Hopefully, if they like these videos, I can do some more testing with their knives. But look at this nice clip point blade. The only thing I disagree with this knife is those Sawback teeth. I think it's more aesthetics than actual function. But, it might be good for scraping. Ferro rod, we'll see. I love that high saber grind. I love the clip. The handle feels fantastic. No matter how I hold it, it feels really good. I added this lanyard. Okay, and there's 2 lanyard holes here for lashing whatever you want, whatever your favorite lanyard is. Removable scales, and they're good looking scales too. They have the green, a green version, but these blue scales in G10 and black, very nice, very nice. All right, so we're going to be testing out this small log. Nothing too big, nothing too fancy. We're going to test out this steel and see how the heat treat is and how it performs. All right, if you want a different perspective, I want to shout out Isaac of Isaac's Knives and Knowledge. He did a video on this knife. Go check it out. All right, let's take a quick look at this Kydex sheath. A pretty adequate sheath. It's a little bit thinner than the other knives that I have tested. Still adequate. It's got a thumb ramp, okay? It's got rivet holes, and it has this very different Kydex type belt loop, okay? Where you press this button and it opens up. It only opens up slightly. Go check out my Legion premiere on this knife. There's a little bit more detail and opinions on it, but I want to get this. I want to get through this so we can test out the knife. That's the main purpose here. Let's pop this knife in. Okay, there it goes. It's nice. It works. And it's been raining here every day in the afternoon, so I haven't been able to put this on my belt, but I will, and then I'll let everybody know. But not a bad looking knife, and the retention is good. All right. So not bad. Let me just pop this out. And it does come with a ferro rod and a scraper, which we will be testing out also. So I'm good to go here, troops. I'm ready to test. All right, team, just a small log. I'm actually going to chop on the thicker side, all right, to give it a good test. I am going to use this leather lanyard. Now, this leather lanyard was attached to the ferro rod and the scraper. However, I saw a different purpose for it. Okay, let's do it. Let's see how this this knife holds up. So far, so good. I mean, I know I just started, but there we go. So a lot of subscribers were kind enough to tell me that basically 9CR is an equivalent to 440C. I've got nothing against 440C. 440C has been used for years, long before steel, you know, other types of steel started coming out. And I mean, as you can see, we're getting some good bites in here. So let's go, man. Okay, so after a few swings, I got to say, handle is really comfortable, really good. I am still glad I have this leather lanyard here. So let's just keep going. I knew this was going to happen with the bark, so I'm glad it came off. So I think the type of wood this is called pin, P-I-N, pin oak. It's pretty hard stuff, so I'm glad that I am testing it out. Definitely biting in, you know, when I get that nice spot. It's in there good. Hold on a second, troops. All right. Now, the handle is coming loose. Isaac did have an issue also, so I just got to tighten these up. But for now, I'm just going to leave well enough alone, and I will continue here. We are definitely almost through. Again, just a reminder for everybody, this is a channel that tests out knives. You may not agree with some of these tests. This is the way I test out knives back in New York. I would go to these parks where they had all this wood on the ground. I was able to use that wood, make fires and stuff. And I don't have that opportunity here, unfortunately. Florida is full of marsh and swamp. So the wood here is kind of weird. So I'm lucky that I have a few pieces left and happy to be tested. All right, we're almost there. Almost there. Come on now. There we go. It's one way to do it. There we go, man. Nice hard piece of wood. It did okay. Let's see. Let's see the edge over here. It looks straight. Now, I have some wood here. Let's take a quick look at the retention. The only thing that I've experienced so far is a loose handle, but after chopping with this hard piece of wood, this 9cr is holding up real well. And again, you can see the sweet spot right over here where the blade is marred. So far, so good. Let's continue. Okay, the knife did real well as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to do a little bit of batoning and some V-notch over here. So let's just, I just chopped this. It's a small piece, but I want to save the other one to test out the whole blade. But you can see how solid that is. Geez, that is a solid piece of wood for sure. All right, let's do this. Let's get that back of the blade involved over here. Okay, good. Went right through. Let's keep going here. Okay. Let's try the front of this blade. Let's see if I can. Nice. Okay, that just fell on the floor. It's okay. But an idea. This is definitely some hard stuff. Not the greatest wood for like carving and stuff like that, but you know, if it burns, nice. If it burns, you know, I'm using it. I think it's a fine example. Let's try the rear of the blade here. All right, made a little bit smaller piece. Let's do it again. Let's do the front again. All right, I'll pick those pieces up. But basically, this is some hard stuff, man. This is some really, really hard stuff. Let me just see. Yeah, so far so good, man. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pick up those other pieces later. What I want to do is take this piece that I've used in the past and just do some slight V-notch. And maybe you're making a pretty big notch or something. So this is the example that I'm trying to show everybody here. Now Isaac, he was chopping some concrete. He wanted to test out his knife chopping through concrete, and the edge didn't do so bad. So there we go. Okay, so you could do a little V-notch and then continue making, I don't know, smaller pieces of firewood if that's what if that's what you need at the moment. Okay. There's a little bit different species of wood, so I always like to test a few different types of wood, which is good. But you get the idea. I think it did fine. That edge looks good to me. And so far, so good, man. Okay. Let's do horizontal batoning. And then a tip test too, okay? All right, I want to test out the whole edge. Just do some quarters, okay? Sure, I dig in. I'm going to utilize the whole blade, but I want to dig in so it doesn't roll on me. So just bear with me here. Now, I know some people are saying that this sawback is just weakening the blade. I think there's enough steel here that that's not going to be the case. Whoops. See, I knew that was going to happen. That's dangerous. And just tap this in a little bit better. See, it's rolling. Okay. All right. Now that I think that it's safer, let's see what happens. Okay, even though this is a small piece, this should have split easy. This wood is some tough stuff. I actually don't like this wood, man. But again, I live in Florida. I don't have a lot of a choice here. And I don't know, I don't know if you're a hunter, hiker in Florida. This might be the type of wood that's out on the trails, in the field, and this is all you got. I'm hitting it so hard that it's bouncing. Okay, that's what I wanted. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, let's see. I don't see no edge damage. Look at that. Let me see if I can give you guys a close-up. But I don't see any edge damage at all. I didn't go through it, it seems, or did I? Yeah, I did. I did go through it. It just broke off. So I did go through it. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, I did go through it. I don't see any edge damage at all. So that's pretty good. 9cr, right? I know a lot of people have questions on it. But look at that. So far, so good. All right, let me just finish off that other piece. I did tighten the handle. It got loose again. These screws need Loctite. So I'm going to have to just keep on tightening them until the end of the video. And then I'll put some Loctite later on tonight. But yeah, I'm going to save this for the end of the video for the conclusion. Yeah, that's right. I got to finish this quartering. Okay, this time I did it with the front of the blade. Quartered. Okay, awesome. That's fantastic. The edge is good. You know what? I got the kiln dried wood right over here. Well, let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's doing it. This is the real hard stuff. A little bit different species again. Nice job, man. All right, let's continue. All right, I'm going to do a little tip testing here. So I've got this round piece of wood, and then I've got this. I'm going to make a divot. I want to make sure that this tip is going to do justice. So what I'm going to do is dig in first, because I don't want this to roll on me and then hurt myself like I've done in the past. So just a little bit in the tip. Nice. Okay. It's one quick way of making some feather sticks, you know. And you can see how deep that's going into my stump. Now let me do it this way for everybody to see. Doing it in the center. Nice. Okay. I got feather sticks. We're going to do some testing with the feather sticks now. Let's make a divot here. I like this clip point a lot, and it's got some substantial steel behind it too, right? Because I think it's a 6 millimeters, but it does taper down. It's still it's not thin, but it's nice and wide. It's a nice wide point. So I think nobody will have a problem with this tip. And I will use the tip to pivot to make my divot wider. I think that this is a pretty fair test for the tip. Now Isaac actually pried with his. I don't do that anymore. I mean, every content creator could do whatever he wants on his or her channels, but I just don't see the point of it, because you're not really going to do that out in the field, and this is just my opinion. But a divot, I think, is a very, very fair test, you know. If you're going to use a knife like this for hunting, and you're going to get into the knuckle, the bone, the meat, you know, you want to make sure that the tip is not going to break off. I understand that usually, not butchers, hunters will more than likely take it back in, just gut it, take it back in, and maybe have butchers do the quartering, etc. But there's some hunters out there who'll do everything on their own. You know, maybe you've been saving up for a long time for your hunt, but you can't afford anything expensive. I think this is under 90 bucks right here for this blade. It's not bad. So far, so good. And this was a pretty hard piece of wood right here. And you could see I made a pretty significant divot right there. I mean, we're good to go. Let me just clean this up. I want to use these feather sticks and make some individual curls, camp tasks. Maybe I'll test out the spine on the Ferro rod. Yeah, that's great. Good idea. Okay, so far so good. This is the stick that I use the tip to make feather sticks for, or kindling, what have you. Now this is the stuff that I chopped and batoned. Now you could look at the difference at the grain structure of the wood here. All right. I want to show everybody that I could still make some nice individual curls with this piece of wood. You know, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm doing the old switcheroo or something, but you know, the carving for this wood, man, is just horrible. I don't know what this is. This, I think I said it was pin oak, P-I-N oak, but so far so good. You can see. All right, it's definitely still doing the job, still sharp. Okay, small example. See how nice and thin that is. Now, let's do it with this other species over here. that I use the point. Nice. All right, so 2 different species of wood. Knife is doing the job with the curls. And again, you can make a nice big pile of this stuff, put your kindling over it, light it up with a lighter, spark it up with a ferro rod, what have you. Point is that this edge, oh yeah, it's still sharp. All right, so now let me just see if I can make a feather stick with a little different one. Get rid of this bark. All right, let's see. Again, for those who are tuning in, I apologize for all the noise in the background, but they're building a house over here very, very close, and there's nothing I can do about it. You know, it's either wait a month or two before they're done or just continue on. Hopefully, my microphone is doing the job of trying to mute that noise out. One of those noise canceling wireless microphones. Hopefully it'll do the job. I don't know. I'm sure you guys will tell me. But there you go, all right? Feather stick, individual curls, took off that bark real nice. That edge is doing real well. And just one more time, let me get that kiln dried piece of wood right here, because I know for a fact that this is some hard stuff. And so 3 different types of wood. Absolutely functional. Okay, so now let's test out this spine real quick here with the included ferro rod. Just give me a second. Okay, once again, Ba-Kor includes this ferro rod and this ferro rod scraper in case you don't want to use your knife to do the scraping, because let's face it, a ferro rod mars up the steel and stuff like that. So I have some fat wood. I want to see first of all. Now I'm not using the area where there is teeth. So I'm using this part right here. See that? See that part right there? So far so good. It seems to be doing the job. I'm gonna make a little fluff. I'm going by the teeth now. See that? It's okay. It's kind of like ruining my fat wood, but point is, no matter what you're using, it looks like, at least for the fat wood, okay, you're going to get a little bit of fluff to help supplement, you know, the big picture here. Okay. Quickly, let me try a piece of this wood. Okay, so this right here, let me just try it again. Well, it's taking off the bark, but it's not really doing much on the wood. Let me try one of the teeth. Yeah, the teeth is not doing it either for this particular piece of wood. It is scraping off some of that bark though. And maybe that's enough. But again, if you have the courage, you can sharpen this up even more if you want. Take it from there. But it's doing it very little. It did a better job on the fat wood. Let me try this species over here. Yeah, not bad. I guess it depends on the type of wood. You know, not the greatest. I think it needs to be sharpened, needs a burr over here, but with effort, you're gonna do. You know, you might have enough, but as long as it's, you know, doing something with the fat wood, if this is what you use out in the field, I think you're good to go. So, okay, now let me just reposition myself over here. This is the scraper that it comes with. Let me get that coating off. So it's doing it. And you could safely do it. You got your thumb behind the scraper here. You're not going to hurt yourself. You get rid of that coating and it's doing it. So this setup works. Well, let's see now. The spine. Yep. Yeah, it's doing it. It's good. Yeah, it's doing it. We'll do it by the teeth area. Yeah, it looks like you could definitely use the teeth area or this portion of the spine. But again, it mars up things. So just, I'm actually liking this. This is doing the job, and I just want to make sure that I show everybody that this does come with the knife, the kit. So not bad, not bad. By the way, I am using my sheath, and even though I found that Kydex dangler a little weird, man, it went on my belt real quick. So, and it snapped in real nice. So it's doing good so far. All right, troops, let's do some camp tasks and materials. Got a bunch of material here, some hard plastics, all right, some ropes, softer material, cardboard. Let's give it all a go, all right? So for camp tasks, paracords, guidelines, etc. All right, we have this. Real easy to cut, real easy. So if you're going to be using paracord out in the field, you know, you're a soldier, you want to do some cutting out in the field, law enforcement, whatever, camping, it's going to do the job here, right? I have some other softer material here. Maybe you find this out in the woods. It's definitely a possibility, and it's useful. Just cut this. All right, you can take a look at that. Easy. Maybe you take some synthetic rope with you on your camping trips, hunting trips, what have you. No problem cutting. Okay, now I have a couple of different types of plastic mesh material over here in the complex. They're still building, they're actually tying down trees so that they don't fall over in the wind. They use this material right here. Just folded that. Okay, it's possible you might find this out in the woods. You never know. Do it again. Easy. All right, a little bit different, a little bit more plastic-like than that other one. You can see the sheen on it compared to the other one. That was real easy. This thing is still pretty sharp, you know? Okay, now the real challenge in the tests right here, the heavy duty plastics, okay? Twist tie, easy. Here's another twist tie, a little bit thicker, I think, a little bit more durable than that other one. This is always giving me a challenge with knives. Oh, good, it did it. Fantastic. Okay, so I don't need that anymore. 3 more different types of pallet ties. I really don't know what the actual term is for this, but this has a little bit of a mesh on it. It is stiff. That went right through. That's awesome. Okay. Here's another piece of plastic with some kind of, I don't know if that's plastic or what have you in there, but very sturdy. Awesome. All right, so that's done. Then I have this. This is the real heavy duty stuff. Hold on a second, troops. I got a package. 1 second. Really sorry about that. I just had Amazon drop off a package. So once again, let us try this. This really stiff pallet tie right here. This is definitely the, I think, in my opinion, the toughest of the bunch that I tested. Let's see. Oh, that just went through like butter. So this knife is really sharp. Cardboard. Nice. There we go, troops. That was awesome. All right. The 9cr did just fine. The edge kicked ass. It is still serious sharp. I can't wait to test the other one that they gave me now, man. This is great. This is great. Don't let these teeth bother you. I think, again, with 6 millimeters, this is strong enough. There's not going to be a weak point, in my opinion. I think it's just fine. I mean, a suggestion to Ba-Kor, get rid of these. You don't need these. People here in America will love this knife without these teeth. In any case, awesome job. Let's conclude. What a fantastic knife. It surprised me. I didn't think the 9cr from this company was going to be as good as some of the other knives that I have tested, but I proved myself wrong. This knife did a fantastic job. Fantastic. I would definitely take this out into the field. No worries, no problems, no issues with it. It did real well. I mean, look what it did in front of you, you know, and it even went through that heavy duty knot midway in the video without any damage to the edge, and it just tore through all these materials over here without a problem. Kind of makes me wish I was back up in that New York park to test out some other stuff, you know, but I think this knife did a fantastic job as is. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, thanks again for watching. Really appreciate you all. Let me bring awareness, everybody. Hashtag 22a day, hashtag 22a day no more. There are veterans, active military. Once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, pause on the slides, call those phone numbers, surf those websites, get information, reach out to these people that might need some help. Seek the help you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, thanks again. Let me know what you think about this knife. At the ready, hold the line. Take care.
Legionnaires!